In this video, we'll go through the new Google Antigravity skills and how it compares with Claude Code skills. And by the way, if you're watching this video 6 months from now, a lot might have changed. So yeah, just be aware of that. With that said, let's start off with philosophy and configuration. So for Google Antigravity skills, it aims to keep it simple and let the agent do its thing. So it really aims for a minimal YAML file, something like this, where you only have the name of the skill, the description of what the skill does, and the actual explained skill. Obviously, this is just an example, but when you go to Claude Code skills, you'll notice that their skills are much more configurable. So instead of just letting the agent do all the work and guessing through some of the things, you can provide it detailed rules on how to do its work. But essentially, skills are based on this research, which was done by Anthropic, the owner of Claude. That's why both of their file structures are essentially the same. And as you'll see along the video, this isn't really revolutionary as I've been seeing some thumbnails out there. It's just their own implementation of skills inside of the Antigravity IDE. So let's move on to security model. And this, I believe to be one of the biggest differences because inside of Google Antigravity, at least for now, you can't insert this parameter that you can do inside of Claude skills, which is the allowed tools. This allowed tools is basically telling the agent that this skill can use specific tools. So for example, if you're building a code review skill, you'll really only want it to read through your code and not perform any changes. So through Claude skills, that's possible because you can define it to only read. And through the Google Antigravity, of course, you could add it as a context to the prompt, but it's not something hardwired to their skills mechanism. Another feature specific to Claude skills that Antigravity does not have yet is using hooks. So an example for that is, let's suppose you want it to, every time you commit or have it do a git commit, it automatically runs specific tests. You can set this up just as fine by using hooks. So pre-tool use, you'd trigger the tool git commit, and this would be the script that it would run. So again, after setting this up, and because of the way that Claude handles this, it will actually be automatic. While in Google Antigravity, I don't even think you would get away with just prompting this. Another feature specific for Claude skills is the ability to run specific skills in isolation. So let's suppose that in your current session, you're implementing authentication, and then you want to implement some testing, right? One thing doesn't have to do with the other. And if the same session starts implementing both things as multi-agents, that will get confusing. It'll have a lot of conflicts. What you can do is have a skill that automatically forks the project, and it's like it creates its own environment to implement whatever you need without conflicting with your current session. Also something that Antigravity still does not have. Another pretty important feature is distribution. While Antigravity can only distribute manually, or if you upload that skill to the project, Claude skills can be stored either in the project, either globally on your computer, either through plugins, which is actually a new feature from Claude as well, or in an enterprise managed scope. And this is especially important while working as a team because if the administrator pushes a change to skills, it then updates for everyone instead of them having to manually search for that. All right, this was something I was really curious about earlier today when I noticed that Google Antigravity had skills. And I hope it helped understand both the differences between them, as well as some features that most people might not be aware that Claude Code skills have. That is it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then.